As usual, welcome to another episode of Wooxy podcast series. Our guest today is Dima. Hello, Dima. Nice to meet you. How are
Hi
you doing
everyone.
today?
I'm great. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you. As you can see, I'm wearing just a little bit Christmas mood, like my hats and stuff. Just because when I will finish editing this one, you will see it somewhere near the Christmas. So, Christmas mood of this episode is on me. Okay. Well, Dima is an independent pricing advisor, a professional in creating perfect pricing models, creating product packages, so and crafting pricing pages, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know, just as a regular Christmas guy, I don't know too much about pricing. So I will give you a word. I forgot our topic for discussion for today is the role of pricing in business success. So as I said, as a regular Christmas guy, I don't know too much about pricing, how pricing works. I hope I will get some new knowledge today. Dima will teach me. Well, so I'm giving you a word, what I can say. Just in short, what you are doing.
Thank you for a brief introduction. My name is Dima. I'm a pricing advisor. I have been lucky to work with huge enterprise companies like Skoda, car maker, or Share, cosmetic brand, or global payment, etc. I've also managed a subscription program in a European huge unicorn startup called Rohli Group. And currently I'm working with mostly B2B companies on the packaging and pricing, as you told already. And, by working with many companies, I found out that a lot of them are underpriced. And quite often, we were able to increase price by 50% or even double the price. That is how I came up with my vision. I tell that I help companies to get the profit they deserve. So actually, I help them to sell their product at higher prices.
Well, you are doing some like serious stuff, as I said. Well, I in this episode you will see just how Dima teach a regular me as a regular Christmas guy how to increase my prices when I'm selling my gifts. Or okay, I'm joking. Let's start with the first question, and my first question for today is: could you explain why pricing is such a crucial factor in driving the success of a business and why it's something companies should pay close attention to right from the start?
All the time I hear that pricing is a problem. I hear it from all the companies. They're not sure if the price is maybe too low or it's just too high. All the customers always compare their offers with some competitors. And they tell me, customers are rejecting our offers and it's always because of the price. So I see that pricing is a problem. And why does it happen? It's mostly because of a packaging and pricing problem. Price is high when value is missing. Yeah. And I know only the one product in the world that can compete with real value. I saw it's a company called Sodium. They sell laser that create an artificial stars. Very useful in Christmas. And
Well,
this company is one in the world, so they don't care about communication of value. They don't care about the pricing strategy. They're only one in the world. In all other cases, there is communication of perceived value. It's a different thing. I saw Lexus advertising yesterday in a cinema, and the main marketing message was made in Japan. So cars today is a pure commodity. Yeah, so you need to believe that Lexus is Japan and it's great, etc. So what B2C companies are doing, they create some brand you believe in, and that's why you pay some premium. In B2B, it's a bit different story. B2B brand is hard to create. So mostly it's a game of packaging and pricing. That's how you can sell. That's how you can increase revenues, because you can have the best product, you can have the best sales team, but if you have bad packaging and customers do not understand it, or it doesn't resonate with customers, or they don't know why they should pay this amount of money, so you have no chance to succeed. So that's why pricing and packaging together is crucial.
Yeah, I wanted to share. I just remembered we're in one of our local shops just around the corner. They are selling candies. I have noticed this kind of candy just a couple of days ago, and what's the difference between exactly that candy and the others? It's packaging. Like, its package looks something I don't have just with me to show you, but it's kind of luxury candy and it costs higher. But anyway, I get this one just because I love the process of opening the package to like get exactly to the candy and then eat it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great example. Yeah, and so brand with candies that could sell it for 30 or 40 euro for candy, and it's not like something very expensive. It's basically a mass market, and there are a lot of ladies who collect them. And I saw them how one lady could have 50 or 100 of candies, only white color, because she fell in love in white color candies. So that's also a great example of pricing
but to be
and
honest
packaging.
with you, they taste the same exactly. Not too much difference.
Exactly. So, and that's what I'm telling. It's not about real product value. Forget about it. It's only this laser could communicate real value. All other products is commodity. Candies is a commodity because there are a lot of alternatives and competitors. Cars is already a commodity. They don't sell you some features or technical details. They'll sell you some idea. And the same with every product. Every software has some kind of alternative. So that's why you need to find the way how to persuade customers that you are the best one. And it's only about perceived quality or perceived features or perceived services and so on.
Yeah. And in your experience, what are some of the biggest pricing mistakes you see companies make? And more importantly, what advice would you give to avoid them, to avoid making that mistakes?
Yeah. Mistake number one, I will tell that most companies think how to price the product. And I tell, no, you need to price a customer. It's a completely different story. I speak with a lot of founders and managers, and they can tell me an hour, everything describing about the product and a typical approach. We create a great product. Let's take some watches. We have a great product. We estimated price based on costs, or we saw like there are some competitors, so we'll be 10% cheaper than our competitors, and that's it. The problem is you can approach different customers. When you sell watches, you can sell it to beginner runners, and they might have maybe maximum 200 euros in their pocket. Or you can sell them to golf players, and they have 2,000 euro in their pocket, and they maybe want to see different features inside. And that's a great example, but you need to switch your attention. And I tell it all the time. You need to switch your attention from the product to customers. Who you sell to? Are you selling to small startups? Are you selling to medium companies? Are you selling to large enterprise? You need to adjust your pricing strategy based on who your customer is. That's like the biggest change happening in all my project when we move attention from product to customer. So this is like mistake number one, when companies are too focused on the product and forget about who their customers are and how much they're willing to pay for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had I'm sorry for interrupting. Just I also wanted to share something. It was a time when I had to go to a regular garage to get some repair kit for my car. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the thing is, uh, when I was about to enter, uh, I decided to take off my chain, take off my watch, and I parked the car like somewhere around the corner. So I just applied a couple of unregular, pricey parts to that. So I didn't want them to see and like realize that I have money. So I got them for uh, I'm not gonna say for cheap, but for less. Well, so as I understand, it depends how money I have. Yeah, if I have like much more, so I have to pay more. Uh,
Yeah.
that's how it
I'll try
works.
to to give you an example from a B2B world. I've been working with one company, and the owner was telling me all our customers telling us that we are too expensive. We need to find out the way how to decrease price. What I did, I interviewed a lot of companies, and I talked with small companies, with bigger and with huge one. And I understood that there is only small companies, like small fishes, who are crying that the product is expensive. But the bigger companies, they want innovation, they want new features, they want to be the best on the market with this product, and they are able to pay double price. So we changed our perception and our focus from small companies to the bigger one, because we know that they could pay twice more. Yeah. And that was our strategy. Okay, let's create a bit different packaging for the bigger companies because we could sell with double price.
Yeah. If you are able to pay more, you have to pay more, as I understand. So people like professionals make you to pay more if you are able to pay more. Well, let's talk about the pricing models. When it comes to selecting one, like pricing model, how can businesses figure out which one best fits their product and like target audience? Are there any key factors they should always consider when picking?
Yeah, like when you are selling a physical product, it's simple. You usually use some cost-based pricing. It's easy. When you have a software, it's much more complex because you need to figure out, and there are so many options. You can charge per user, you can charge per some usage, you can charge per something else, per result, and that's gives you a much wider selection of options you have. So first of all, any price model should correlate with value you deliver. So I don't know, let's some use example. You solve some tasks, more tasks you solve, the higher the price. Yeah. I had a case with one company. They used to have a fixed pricing approach. So they solve, let's say, 100 tasks or 1 million, and the price is the same. Doesn't make sense because if you deliver more value, you should scale your product. So you could charge more. Also, your price model should fit with your customer database. Customers should understand it. They should like believe in it. And I used to work with different companies, and both of them used a user-based price model. So like, it's okay. It's okay. It works when you have, for example, companies with 1,000 or 3,000 users. You could charge per user. But if all of your customers on average have 3 users, this model doesn't work at all because you can't scale. You need to figure out, you can find something different, maybe fixed pricing or charged by some completion of tasks. I don't know, wherever, but the model should be different.
Yeah.
So you need to somehow understand how it's fit with your customer database. Sometimes I saw in my practice that in industry there is already some kind of price model that people believe in, and it's very hard to change the perception of customers.
Yeah, it's a bit clear for me, but not completely. But that's because once again, I'm a regular Christmas guy. Well, what I can say about how does a customer influence the price setting process?
Yeah, first of all, pricing should always start with the customer. I will tell you a story. Do you know why Ford Mustang was so popular back in 60s in America?
Uh, that's because like they were the only company building muscle cars, like powerful cars and
Not
stuff like
not
that. No.
exactly. I hear all the time that it was the most innovative car, Ford Mustang, or it was like super beauty, or it was powerful with great engine and so on. No, the real story is when Lee Iacocca came to the Ford company, they decided they need to build a new car, etc. First thing they did, customer research. They figure out that they want to focus on families who already have one car, family car, but they want to purchase a second one, like more sportive for weekend drives. And they realized that these families have a limited budget, around 2,500 US dollars back in time. So what Ford actually did, they took an old platform of old Ford Falcon car, redesigned it a bit, and produced Ford Mustang. That's why it was so popular. It was actually affordable.
Yeah. Really? Thank you, God,
Yeah.
I don't drive a Ford Mustang.
That's why I'm telling, like, first of all, when I speaking about like customer influence and price decision, you always should start with a customer. Who are you focusing in? Is it runners or divers or golf players or small companies, huge companies, e-commerce players or other companies? That's how you will clarify what is what they need the most, how much they can pay for you, and you can go on. Second thing, pricing is about monetizing what customer value the most, not what founders or managers value the most in your product. No, what customers value the most. And to get this information, you need to talk with customers. And that's what I'm doing all the time. Nobody wanted to do, but I'm talking with customers, trying to figure out what they value the most, so we can charge extra for that. You know, back we create a perceived value of your product. If you want to increase prices, we need to increase perceived value, and all this information you can get only from customers. And the last third thing, pricing could be like super complex in background. Let's take an example. You buy an airplane ticket, and first of all, you need a place where you live, destination, where you're going, distance. If you go on February or in June, it's always different pricing, you know. And also, you pick up economy class or first class, business class. So in the background, it's huge pricing table, super complex. But for us customers, it's very simple. You know, we click from, I don't know, Prague to Vienna, and I see immediate price. It's quite simple. So a lot of companies have problem with the pricing is super complex, and we need customers to test our pricing proposition with them, especially in SaaS pricing when it's quite often the whole proposition very complex. So I go to customers, I test with them. The most important thing, do they understand our price proposition? Yeah.
And can you share the secret with us how the prices for tickets work? So just because a couple of hours ago, in my lunchtime, I was selecting a ticket, and today it's not a secret. Today is Black Friday. So
Yeah.
they dropped the price by about 30%, and I got a ticket, but like was a secret for me, always how it works. Just because you can see the price, for example, $100 for a ticket, and you can like uh close the window and come back after a couple hours ago, and now it's $30 or I don't know, and I still don't know how it works. But anyway, what about the businesses they're operating in crowded markets? What are some strategies they can use to set prices and prices that keep them competitive while still making sure they are profitable?
I have one tip that you can use. You can think about your pricing in the way that you segment it. I'll give an example. Zoom program we are using, all of us, during the COVID, Zoom didn't care about pricing. Basically, they acquired a lot of users. The whole money and revenue came from new users. After the COVID, Zoom found the way how to increase revenue, and it's only based on price segmentation. So they did a huge job. They realized that we have different customer segments, and they found the way how to price them differently. If you're a physical person, you have one price list. If you are a company, you have a different price list. If you're a company from healthcare and you need some special certificate, you have a different price list. If you company from other industry and you have some special needs, again, we have a different setup for you. So the product, Zoom, is the same. Maybe 95% of the product features are the same. But when you adjust your pricing based on your customer segment, you can increase prices. For some segments, you can charge more. I have the same experience in one company when we realized that there are two huge customer segments. There are some agencies and investors, and investors could pay 10 times more for the same product. It was a small adjustment of features, really teeny, and that's how we were able to charge up to 10 times more for a special customer segment. Great example could be Lego. Who is the key customer segment for Lego? Yeah,
Parents.
most parents. Yeah, parents, of course, but there is a second customer segment. They call it adult fan of Legos. It's guys
Wow.
who pay thousands of euro for some Lego set. And based on the information I have, it's around 20 to 30% of revenue of Lego comes from these adults. So, they also find out based on segmentation that there is a group of customers, adults, who can pay 5, 10 times more. And they created a special set for them.
Yeah, these are guys who can finally afford like their dream to get the Lego.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and let's talk about data decisions. How can businesses use data and analytics to like fine tune their pricing strategies over time? And are there any specific metrics or tools they should focus on?
Every company have a data. Everyone have data about revenue, product sold, but that's not enough for great and smart pricing. Again, I'll try to give you an example. Uh,
You have too much
Imagine,
examples in your mind.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say, yeah. That
I've been
says
in this
about a lot of
business.
experience you have. Yeah, we
I've
appreciate it.
tried. I've tried to count how many companies I worked for, and it's more than 80 different companies. So yeah. So one great example: dental clinic. You imagine dental clinic, and there are doctors, and of course they see what they sell the most. And one day they came to the owner and told him, "Hey, we spent too much time with kids and we don't earn much money on them. Let's get rid of kids. Let's focus on adults." Yeah, that was great decision. But after a few months, they realized that when kids left the dental clinic, the parents also were leaving. So imagine like you have a client, parent, and two adults, three kids. So in overall, 5 people who are going regularly to a dental clinic, and they just left. So that's why I'm telling, like, data about product is great, but you need to see customer perspective. Who are your top clients who generate you the biggest amount of money? It's easy to switch to a customer perspective, and that's something I suggest to do. Just take all of your customers, list them from top to the smallest one, and look at them. Who are your biggest customers? How much are they paying? What products do they use? What features do they use? Talk with them. Maybe they want something special. So this is the simplest data-driven approach you can use. And I repeat it all the time with one client. I mentioned it already. We did it. We focused on our top clients, and we realized that we need to improve product. We created an extra package, actually, honestly, with a third-party integration, and the result was amazing. The owner called me, "Hey Dima, do you remember we were preparing a special price offer for this big client?" Yeah, I know. So they told us that we are the most expensive. Wow, I was right. How it's possible? We are the most expensive. But did they pick our option or refused? Yeah. They pick our option. And what package did they choose? Oh, they choose the most expensive, innovative package. So, the client told us that we are the most expensive. They took the offer from us and they paid actually 3 times more than this company was able to charge before. And the only or the main solution was about data to look at the bigger clients, who are our best clients, not our smallest.
Well, my second question is kind of complicated for me, so let me read it from the screen for you, okay?
All right.
Well, many companies hesitant to raise prices, even though inflation has driven some to do so in recent years. So, how can
Yeah.
businesses approach increasing their prices strategically while ensuring they don't lose customers in the process?
So, number one suggestion, just don't be afraid. A lot of companies just afraid to raise prices because, oh my God, our customer will go away, but will leave us, acquisition will stop, and so on. I recently talked with a client, and we did repricing, repackaging year ago in December. So we already have results. The average price per user increased by 40%. 40%. And he was shocked. He told me, wow, they are still keep paying. They are not leaving, and new customer are coming. And he told me, I realized just now that the most important thing was just don't be afraid. Just do a price increase. And the second, suggestion, you should have a strategy. Yeah, you should know first, are you increasing price for all of your customers or just for a new one? It's a simple decision. You can decide that I increase prices only for new customers, but all existing, I keep it the same. But already, if you're a startup, you have high valuation because your valuation comes from pricing you have on your price page. And of course, if you are increasing prices a lot, you can think about some bonuses for your best customers. Again, look at your best customers. If you see that the price increase is huge, you can prepare some migration offer for them. Okay, we're increasing price by 30%, but customer, we love you. So please, here's a special discount bonus for you. And number three is communication. I hate hard communication. We increase price by 10% from January, and that's it. Would love all the companies to use more soft approach. So what we are doing, we usually tell our customer we are the best on the market in these things. We are keep improving our product. New features are coming. We list all these features. We are telling some positive changes, and only after that we tell that price will increase. So we need to ensure customer that we are the best, and please stay calm, stay with us, don't go to competitors, we are still the best.
Well, and what I can tell us about A/B testing, just because A/B testing has become quite popular, and how effective is this approach for finding the right price, like price point? Oh, wow. And when should businesses consider trying it out?
It's great. A/B testing, of course, it's great when you have a scale, but most companies get it wrong. Like they skip a lot of steps and go straight to A/B testing of price point. It's like honestly with sex, when you skip a lot of parts and go straight to it. uh,
Well, that was a great example.
like with pricing, it's the same. First thing I always test with customers is value proposition. Imagine you have your price page. I show all the packages without pricing. And the only question I have,
Yeah, yeah,
which one,
tricky.
which package will you choose? Because I need to be sure that customer understand our proposition. It's simple enough for them to choose from. Otherwise, if they are stuck and they can't choose any package, they just leave, because we measure a win rate. We measure how many people come to a website and pick some packages. And if you have a complex proposition, you have more than 5 benefits. It's already became complex for customers. So first of all, value proposition. Second is the price model. So before showing a number, we need to test price model, price per user or per contract or fixed price, etc., if I understand it. And only the third thing is a price point where we can see if it is too high or too low, etc. So a lot of companies skip all the steps, create some proposition, and directly try to play with numbers. Numbers are not so important. And A/B testing, when you already have all these steps, yeah, you can test it. And mostly I see that we A/B test when change is small. So you can A/B test and figure out if it's good or no. But if it's a huge, complete redesign of how you're packaging and pricing, usually we go straight to implementation because we want to see a result as soon as possible. And in some businesses, when you have a let's say B2B sales process, when somebody sell to end customers, big companies, you can use graded rollout. So you don't have your proposition on the website, but you pick up, let's say, 20 clients, you call them, you test your proposition, you have some results. After that, you pick up next 20 customers, you call with adjusted proposition and maybe higher prices. That's how you can collect information quite easily.
Well, you gave us a lot of examples today. And just to wrap up our conversation, can you share another real life example where a change in pricing strategy led to some like major boosting growth for the company you have worked with? And what lessons can our listeners take away from that story?
Like the biggest impacts I see quite often in startups, and it's a real story. I got a message a week ago from a client of mine, and he told me first the situation. Um, Customers had a problem with understanding pricing, and the owner thought that customers use the product only a few times per year, so the usage is very low. So when we looked at data and we talked with our customers, we understood that actually the frequency is much higher. There are customers who use it every month or week, and with slight change of features, they can use it on daily basis. So we completely changed packaging and price model. Everything was changed. So I got a message from him, and he told me, Dima, it's maybe too early for full evaluation, but I'm so surprised with the result. Because first of all, customer understand our proposition. They don't ask anymore. No question regarding pricing at all. That's first, great impact. Second, they buy the product that we wanted to sell the most because we designed packaging in the way that we wanted to move customer in one direct package. So it's very simple for them to choose. And third, revenue doubled. So that's amazing result when he see like double revenue come into his account. And that's amazing story, and without any complex product development, only about packaging and pricing of the product you already have.
You know what? What's another good thing about doing podcasts for me?
What? Yeah,
So every time I learn some new stuff, yeah, and
yeah.
that's pretty good. So I'm doing my job. I'm getting paid for that, and I learn some new stuff every time. So Dima, thank you so much. As our time comes to end, it was really great conversation. Thanks you once again. Thank you once again for joining us. Do you have something to add, or I can say my outro speech?
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. If you're still thinking about pricing, the only last question you need to have in your mind, think about how to double your price in a year or in 6 months. That will change the way how you think. You'll figure out maybe new customer segments, or maybe you'll find new features or something else in your product, and your strategy is to double your price.
Yeah, and one of my Armenian friends always says, think, but not overthink." And
Exactly.
when you start overthinking, you can ask Dima. He will, I suppose, he will help you with that. But I remember you are busy until the end of the year. You will be available in the first of 2025. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I also wanted to say that I really like your LinkedIn cover. For those who didn't see, it says, "I hike the prices, your profit rises," and like it's very good. I really like it. It's very funny cover. So as I
Thank you.
said, our time comes to end. For our listeners, if you'd like to learn about Dima, I'll leave the link for like his profile down below in the description. As usual, if you enjoyed this episode, you can hit that like button. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channels. Like I'm, as usual, I'm David from Wooxy. Wooxy is a marketing automation platform. If you, Dima, you as well, if you need some help in marketing automation and stuff like that, you can like go to wooxy.com and make your life easier. Well, see you there.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.